Get in, nerds. We are playing Victoria 3. We're still working on our massive army reform, and I'm hoping that is going to continue to improve things. I think I also... just get rid of that unit of trench infantry. I don't know why they were there. And we'll do the same with this extra unit of siege artillery. I don't know why that's having such a hard time, but we'll just add that in, and that should be fine. We still don't have an intermediate with Lancers. There's not really anything better. Lancers are available from game start. Actually got a lot of cash in the investment pool. I'm thinking about increasing the size of the industrial sector. There's the Selangorian Proletarian Revolt. We can go ahead and bring this army back to, or this fleet rather, back to our home waters. I'm having a real hard time hiring these submarines, I have to say. Where are these removed? Corsica? Corsica. It's Corsica. No labor available in Corsica. In consideration, that's not shocking. We already had a 98% success chance, so no shockers, no whammies there. Siak, Liberal Revolt. We'll mobilize one of our small armies. I guess we needn't have, but that's alright. So, with Escadre... or no, not Escadre du Nord. With... yeah, Escadre du Nord is my raider force. Let's go ahead and put some more submarines in the French heartland. Actually, rapidly running short of places I can build more naval bases. We also for sure need more railways in Brittany, or in Normandy rather. Countries are frantically trying to assist us in a war that we essentially could not possibly lose in exchange for diplomatic concessions, which is very, very funny. And this will probably be another success as well, which would be nice. We've basically done our massive army expansion, and that has kind of put us under budget. So we'll go ahead and bump taxes up to the middle position. That is going to reduce our legitimacy. No, it isn't. Wonderful. I'm so very pleased. Law of progressive adoption. We all knew that was going to happen. Beautiful. So after this, we can do a quick reassessment of politics and figure out what else we can do now that we have a massively successful government. Because I think if we weren't on per capita, the petit bourgeois would help us pass graduated taxation, which would be really, really nice. The landowners are trying to preserve poor laws. You know, Great Britain, I don't really feel a need to have a trade agreement with you at this point. I feel like you've been trying to get scrappy all over the world. Let me see. How's their prestige impacted by? It's getting lower. It's getting lower. And what's their bankruptcy situation now? 12.7. All right. So let's just see what the trajectory is. 12.6. All right. So they are improving their finances. Rubber and Boulevard, very, very good. Population growth is absolutely absurd, which is good. It's excellent to have high population growth. Military revolt in Nicaragua. So we'll go ahead and grab one of our armies. And throw them on the front over there. Come on, 3 for 3. Wage subsidies, let's go. The amount went up to 100%. It's going to make a real difference. And we are no longer infamous, which means we can have a little bit more. I'm just going to... Hold on. United States, what happened? Are you democratic again? And there's wage subsidies. We got the Vox Populi achievement for accepting the demands of a movement. So that's nice. You're an oligarchy, so it's different. So, now that we've gotten that done, let's take a closer look at our politics. The Catholic Church is still moralist, which means they like monarchy, the best of all types of state. They like state religion, which we've got, and they like national supremacy. They've got a social democrat in charge. Not in charge. They've got a jingoist in charge. They've got a social democrat on the back burner. He would let us do proportional taxation. Ooh, I am tempted to put him in charge. Let's do it. Let's do it. Proportional taxation would be excellent. So, you, sir, are heading up the thing. And now, we're going to proportional. What the Estates General could not do, the king can now do. Taxing the upper classes. Tiny revolt in Southeast Asia is going to impact Siam. I don't need to worry about that. So proportional taxation is going to allow us to keep taxes actually really, really low. Which will be nice. So let's take a look at our market and see what else we need. We've got a lot of things that are a little expensive, but a lot of them are like intermediary. So like getting more steel is actually really good. Getting more steel, getting more lead, anything that we need to produce other stuff. I think I've been a little bit neglectful of that. Getting more iron. So we need steel, lead, and iron. So let's do iron first. Where can we throw down tons of iron mines? Let's build 20 levels of iron mines in each of our states in North Africa with available iron mine levels. Let's just take a quick run at our infrastructure. Here is looking completely fine. That's great. Let's go ahead and grab the 5th French Army. And we'll put them in Southeast Asia. And they're going to be coming from France, correct? Yes, alright. Perfect. Alright, so... lead next. How much lead do I actually need? Not that much, but again, better to keep prices low. Just got plenty of lead in France, but I don't necessarily want to build up all that. So we'll put more of those in North Africa. And that'll be just fine. That'll be a completely sufficient amount. I need to do a little bit of railway expansion in France, just to make sure we've got enough infrastructure to continue to expand, especially here in Guyenne, where infrastructure is a little bit rough. Take a look at our other areas. Most of our highly industrial areas are okay, although Ménanjou could use an expansion. So could Ile-de-France. I didn't realize Ile-de-France only had 3 levels of railways in it. Just checking out some of these infrastructure numbers. Better, in my humble opinion, to queue in more than you need with infrastructure, because as you build more stuff, more infrastructure is going to be used, and that is... it's always useful to have a little bit of a head start with that. Two arms. So we have to decide what to do with all of this giant infamy buffer that we've got. Oh, right. I was going to build steel mills. So how much steel do we need? Quite a lot, actually. So let's get going with that. Where have we got a bunch of steel mills? I think it's going to be Normandy and Brittany, friends. Oh, Ménanjou. Ménanjou's a good place for an absolute monster number of steel mills. And we'll put 20 levels in Normandy and 10 in Brittany. So I'm going to queue in just a few more railways. And what we'll do is we'll put the railways... the ones at the bottom on top. And that'll be an absolutely massive industrial expansion, but that will help give all of our businesses a little bit of a breather. A little bit of breathing room, because that's really the issue with these like baseline resources, that a bunch of things... Hold up. What is this? What's going on here? Spain, why are you trying to make the Netherlands a protectorate? Spain, what kind of army do you have? Not a great one. Austria, what about you? Ooh, not a great one at all. I could definitely oppose this. Let's wait and see how it shakes out. These concrete fortifications. I'm in really good stead. Austria does not want to fight me. just done a massive reform of my military. Neither of them have that many overseas areas except for over here. Because I don't want Spain grabbing the Netherlands, because I want to save opportunities for myself to grab the Netherlands. Get an obligation. What are war goals? What could I... grab the treaty port in El Reef. That would... I would technically not be infamous. That would be nice to close out that front. The temptation size is large here, friends. I think... no, I don't want that kind of a thing. I'll just make them pay war reparations. Who's got the bigger economy? Spain has 64 million. Austria has 152 million. And Austria is helping over here because they are... you know what? Let's not complicate things. I'm going to get war reps from Spain. Let's mobilize the armies. Third Corps we will put on the border. Well, can't do any of that yet. Now we can. Third Corps we will put on the border with Spain. Army of Africa we will put in El Reef. No, Army of Africa... 7th French Army we'll put in El Reef. No, 7th French Army we need in Fernando Po. 2nd Corps we will put on the border with Austria. And 1st Corps we'll see where they go. And I'm going to bump taxes up to Midland. Honestly, Spain, I forgot you had undeclared your rivalry with me. With Austria, we will designate Austria as our strategic objective. And it looks like the main body of the enemy force is Spain, so we will put our main army there. Although they're putting an increasingly comedically large force on this front here. Let's go ahead and grab our conscripts for the 2nd Corps. Get that army increasing in size. And we'll do the same for the Army of Africa. Not because this front is going to be dangerous, but because... what is going on here? Heck. Where is it from that screen? And we're actually going to have to pause constructions as soon as this round of mines is completed to keep ourselves in the black here. But I'm not really worried about that. That's helped us out significantly from a finances perspective. Interesting. We'll raise our conscripts, and we'll put this 3rd Corps actually over here. And again, in the fullness of time, these armies will be better equipped. Did I put these guys on defense? I did not. Do I have any armies on defense before I get to way out of here with this? Nope, we're doing just fine. Everyone's feeling aggressive, which is great. The temptation to hike taxes even more is actually really, really high. I think I'm gonna. It gives us a very firm buffer. Law of progressive adoption. We're very close. We got an event. Oh, it's an oil rush. Encourage this trend. Oil is the future. 2 arms. So that really messes up our trade relations, but that's alright. Let's take a look at how our battles are going. We are winning this defensive fight here by a lot. The front is right in the middle of this city. I don't know what city this is. Wow, gosh, things are going really rough there. We got another battle going over here, where we are winning, pushing into Austria, which is excellent. On this front, excuse me, how am I... We are winning, although the enemy's got some occupation here. How am I winning so hard and yet the enemy's got occupation? Why are these separate fronts? That's bananas. Anyway, we got the Army of Africa there now, so hopefully that'll sort things. Let's put this army here. Now let's go ahead and grab... Our other 2 armies are on their way to the Spanish front. Alright, that should be just fine. So we're winning here, too. Spanish are winning here, and we're winning here. Yeah, feeling extremely confident overall. Maybe this was just a fluke. Whew, alright. And our finances are holding steady, so I am extremely pleased with that result. Let's see what their finances are looking like. Spain is not in debt right now, nor is Austria. So we'll need to continue to hold. We're actually, force comparison here is looking really, really good. Philippines is in default. That's wonderful. Netherlands has war support protection. That's very good. So the one thing that could really mess us up here is a really effective naval invasion. I don't want that. So I'm going to put Escadron de la Méditerranée over here to make sure that nobody can attack. Because I think to go after Netherlands, you have to get the North Sea sea node. So if my guys are defending there, that should be just fine. Battles in the Austrian front are both projected victories. So hopefully that'll get us some occupation of Austria. Force comparison here is also looking very strong. We are winning on all of our fronts, including the ones where we are advancing. So yeah, I'm feeling just generally extremely confident. The standard of living has taken a real bump, but hopefully proportional taxation will get us where we need to be with that. We haven't had any events, I don't think, for proportional taxation, so I'm hoping that continues. And we are winning this naval battle as well. We are very successfully, we're very handily winning that. Force comparison in the Austrian front is extremely good, so I'm very confident in our ability to press forward. Radical Parak has fallen. Law is advanced. Very good. So do we have... What's our war support looking like here? Our war support's very good. Moderate enemy occupation, 18%. I don't think that's realistic. But, you know. I don't think having just Aquitaine occupied is very realistic. But we are winning a gigantic battle over here, so hopefully that'll get us Aquitaine back. And then we can get over the Pyrenees, get to Toledo, and get the delicious, delicious war reparations that I so crave. This war is not going to pay for itself, unlike previous wars, but our finances have never been better, particularly with going to proportional taxation. Belongan, unfortunately, is experiencing a little bit of an experience, so we're going to have to send, by which I mean a civil war, so we're going to have to send one of our armies over there to deal with that, so we'll send one of the small ones. Alright, perfect. Come on. Do a runaway. Run away, you fools. Fly, you fools! There we go. Perfect. And we are in pursuit, so that's hopefully going to get us Aquitaine back. We have nearly gotten Baden fully occupied. Hopefully that won't lead to a really awkward front with this split. Excuse me? What is happening over here? Japan's having an Ainu uprising. I feel like you can deal with that, Japan. Don't make me feel like a fool. If they ask for help, we'll help them, but I think they can handle it by themselves. So again, I'm really hoping that the, actually, I'm going to keep the 5th French Army in hand here. So that if we get a weird front split, we got a weird front split. But force comparisons are looking very good on both, so I'm hoping it doesn't cause a problem. Battle has already started. Armies are on their way. Perfect. Alright, we've reoriented, and now we're pointing east again. Perfect. And there's proportional taxation. So that has improved our finances significantly. So at this point, I can afford to drop back to Midland. And Australians are moving to France. Wonderful. At this point, Spain has absolutely wasted itself here. You in debt yet, Spain? You in debt yet? Not yet. But how many have you lost? So very many. See, this is why having better production methods is great, because Spain and Austria have both taken huge casualties, and I've taken middling casualties. Oh boy, Austria decided to bail out. Wonderful. So now all of our armies are up against Spain, and now I can just go after them whenever I wish. This hasn't caused any kind of... Nope. Beautiful. Trade agreement again? Excellent. Another Hell on Earth event. The perpetrators will pay for their crimes. I just love the idea of, like, the soldiers, like, as they move over to the other front, helping get the, you know, Army Corps engineers coming in and getting the railways fixed up so that the trade can resume. Just love that. Ooh, 3rd Corps needs promotions. Unfortunately, our finances are a bit rough, but hopefully they'll be better as we get this war finished. Hopefully we don't have a bunch more wars popping off. If we do, I'll need to do another gradual demobilization of my units. I'm feeling very peckish for Spanish war operations. Oh, Netherlands wants a bunch of territory in the Philippines. Well, we're about to have the capital, so Netherlands will get that territory. I think we're actually going to have to go to high taxes. We're going to have to stay on high taxes for a bit, but we'll go back down once the war is done and the armies can be demobilized. The situation with Belangan is basically nearly sorted out, and we are in a massive battle on the front with Spain over here. So if that leads to the movement of the front to the other side of Toledo, then we'll have their capital occupied. Although they don't have war support protection currently, and now they are definitely not going to have war support protection. So they're, I think, going to be extremely likely to cave in very, very good time. There is military aviation, which we can definitely cue in the construction of some more machine factories. North Italian unrest in Savoy. Don't like that. I don't like the sound of that. I forgot First Corps was on defense. They're the ones. Alright. That's why we weren't getting any progress over there. Alright. We answered the question. We've solved the riddle of steel. Let's get ourselves a new commander. Alright, Johorian Proletarian Revolt. You're going to need a small force. But once this is done, we'll start our gradual demobilization, because Spain is extremely close to being capitulated. How long has this episode been? Oh, we're nearly time to be done. Expiration of a thing from Siam, that's just fine. Wish I could reduce their autonomy, but I can't. Perfect. Alright, so First Corps demobilized. Second Corps stationed in France. Third Corps stationed in France. Army of Africa stationed in Africa. A famous cafe. After a chance meeting in a cafe and a thoughtful conversation, Jérôme Gabory, who is a general, a lieutenant general, has recommended that Jorge Carrera, currently residing in the Kingdom of France, be granted permanent residency. If you're in need of a place to stay, I could hardly neglect to offer you an invitation. It would be shameful for me to, following such a magnificent correspondence, to fail to pursue your talents further. We could hardly ask for a more esteemed endorsement. Jorge Carrera becomes employed in the Kingdom of France. He's an agitator. Or Jérôme Gabory's decision-making is clearly questionable. So who is Jorge Carrera? He's a jingoist firebrand. Sure, let's bring him in. Alright. That said, though, that is actually all we've got time for today, friends. I have had fun. I hope you have had fun as well. And I will see you all on the other side.